Now, this is something that I've been wanting to know for quite some time now, and it's how come people with the worst breath have the most shit to say? And they don't talk like normal people would talk. They feel the need to want to accentuate every damn syllable in every damn word. Like, hey, how are you doing? Well, that's great. It's like, oh shit, really? Like, you don't smell that? Because I do. And if I can, the rest of the world can. And even if your nose may be clogged that day and stopped up, you can't taste that. You can't taste when your breath is funky, like especially after eating onions, garlic, morning breath, whatever the case may be. You can't smell or taste that shit because have you ever smelled something so bad that you can taste it too? That happened to me today. Like somebody spoke to me or stopped and talked to me, and I was like, oh, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in forever. Like I had to close my eyes almost because they started burning, and the people who have some of the worst breath in the world, and they shouldn't because they're always in people's faces. Teachers. Some teachers, maybe it might be just the teachers that I've had, but my teachers have had the funkiest fucking breath ever. I don't know if it's just the brand of coffee they have drank, but it's just been unbearable. And I remember a teacher in particular, like in fourth grade, the very first time she came up to me while I was doing some work, like it was a traumatic experience for me because she came up and she's like, "Hey, how are we doing over here?" And I was like, and her breath, like it just clung on to my nose hairs, and I almost died that day, literally. Like that was the longest I've ever had to hold my breath. It was a good 1.5, 2 minutes because she came up to me, "Hey, how are we doing today?" And I'm like, "I'm doing fine." Yeah, she's like, "You don't have any troubles?" No, I don't. And even if I did have any troubles, I wouldn't have told her. Thinking that she would just, go the hell about her business. But no, after I answered her and told her I was doing okay, she proceeded to stay there, breathing down over my shoulder and looking at what the hell I was doing. And, finally, after a minute and a half, 2 minutes, she decided to go on to the other students. And, the color started to return to my face. But it's just that her breath clung to my nose hairs for an extra minute after she left. And every time I would see her, I'm like, oh shit, the teacher's coming. Oh, okay, she's gone. Like that was an almost everyday thing. And for a year, like the whole school year. And I learned to hold my breath for quite a long time that year. And then there was this dude I know who I haven't seen him for a few years, but I've known him since kindergarten. One of the nicest guys ever, but his breath was always funky as fuck. Like, how do you have hot ass breath from kindergarten all the way to present day? Because more than likely his breath still stinks to this day. Like, and then he has the nerve to have 2 kids. What woman would allow you to climb up on top of her, breathing your hot ass breath? Well, maybe she was on top or he was hitting it from the back. But who needs a relaxer when all you gotta do is breathe on my naps and straighten them shits out like that? And I don't understand how parents be letting their kids go to school just breath funky as fuck. Like, oh, I guess, it's really not too far-fetched because I've seen parents, even went to school with people whose parents let them walk out the house with, dry slobber trails, going from their mouth to their ear, or having big clumps of sleep in their eyes. Like, are your parents Stevie Wonder? Like, do y'all not have mirrors? Or are y'all just trifling as fuck? And it just bothers me when parents let their kids go out the house any type of way. And when or if I have kids, them motherfuckers are gonna be fresh to death. It's gonna be mirrors all over the house because you will not be embarrassing me going out the house any kind of way. You will check yourself accordingly and see how you are looking because I will not be embarrassed. You will not embarrass me. I'm sorry. And I don't want to take a page from Beyonce and be like, I don't know much about algebra, or as she said, algebra, but I know that something in your mouth is not quite right. I don't know whether you swallowed a skunk or if you ate something atrocious today, but that's not healthy. You need to go consult somebody because And how can you, and I don't want to be mean, so how can you tell somebody their breath stinks without sounding like a biatch? Now, I knew you were coming over today, so I decided to put together a special drink that's just for you. And this may sound weird though, but you're gonna have to take a sip and gargle it first so that your whole mouth can get the full effect and then swallow. But trust me, it's good for you. It'll do you some good. Drink up, drink up. One, if as soon as you open your mouth, the person that you're talking to's eyes start to water or their face gets scrunched up, like you like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, how are you doing? Chances are your breath is funky as fuck. Number two, if the person you're always talking to or persons or people that you're always talking to are consistently offering you gum, like, hey, you want some gum? You sure? You sure? You sure you don't want no gum? This some good shit right here. This new stuff. You sure you don't want no gum? You sure? You sure? If people are like damn near begging you to take some gum, chances are your breath is funky as fuck, and you need to graciously accept that piece of gum and chew with all your might. Now, number three, last but not least, this is the most telltale sign as to whether or not your breath is funky as fuck. If someone offers you they last piece of gum, motherfucker, your breath stinks, and you need to accept the gum and be gracious enough to open it in front of them and chew with all your might. Because people never offer up their last piece of gum. Like, I think in my 20 some odd years of life, I've seen someone give away their last piece of gum once or twice. Dead serious. People never give up their last piece of gum. You ask them for a piece of gum, they're like, this is my last piece. Sorry. And they put it back in their pocket, purse, wallet, whatever. But people never give up their last piece of gum. So if someone is gracious enough to offer you the last piece of gum, take it, because that is the most generous offering that and gift that you probably will receive in your life. And that means that they care about you enough, that they care about you and themselves enough to not let you walk around with funky ass breath. And also, if you are one of those people who have bad breath and you, even with gum in your mouth or mint in your mouth, chances are you need to go consult a physician. And until then, don't talk to me, because that kind of breath might stick to your clothing. And when you talk to me or breathe on me, it might stick to my clothing and people might be thinking that I stink. So please don't talk to me. Help us by helping yourself and doing something with that shit, because it's really not the business, and it makes people not want to talk to you. So I hope somebody sees this and not see it as an insult, but as a solution to your problem. And I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.